Welcome to this journey of memory and language. If you have ever forgotten something important, you are not alone. And today, everything begins to change. Imagine standing in an exam hall, your notes fresh in your mind, but suddenly, the answers disappear like smoke. Fear rises. Your mind feels empty. Or perhaps you meet someone new. They smile warmly, shake your hand, say their name. Minutes later, you are embarrassed, struggling to recall it. Or maybe you walk into a room, searching for something. You stop suddenly, heart sinking. You ask yourself, why am I even here? We all know this frustration, the feeling that our brain is a leaky bucket, letting precious drops of information slip away before we can hold them. But here is the truth. Your memory is not weak. Your brain is not broken. It is only waiting for training, waiting for a better system. In this video, you will not only learn 12 powerful steps to remember anything, but also improve your English naturally through real storytelling. Because memory loves stories, and English grows stronger when wrapped inside memory. So today, you will master both, side by side, like two wings of the same bird. To help you, I want to introduce a character. Meet Hannah, a university student who studies English but forgets almost everything after class. Hannah feels frustrated. She reads for hours, but words vanish the next morning. She fears she is not smart enough. Maybe her memory is broken, but what Hannah will discover today, and what you will also discover, is that memory is a skill. It can be trained like a muscle, and once trained, it becomes unstoppable. So let us begin this unforgettable journey. Together, we will unlock your brain, step by step, with clarity and passion. Step 1. Understand how memory works. Before you can master memory, you must first understand why you forget. Most people blame themselves, saying, "My memory is terrible, my brain is weak." But the truth is simple. You do not have a bad memory. You only have an untrained one. And the reason lies in how memory really works. Think of your brain like a giant library. Each time you learn something, it is like placing a new book on a shelf inside that library. If you place it carelessly, without labeling, without revisiting, it soon gets lost among the endless rows, buried in noise and forgotten forever. Your brain has two main systems, short-term memory and long-term memory. Short-term is like a whiteboard, while long-term is a notebook written in ink. Short-term memory holds information temporarily. If you fail to review or connect it, the information is wiped away, erased as if it never existed. Long-term memory, however, saves deeply. Once information is transferred there, it can last for years, even for life, ready to be recalled at any time. The problem is, most people keep knowledge only in short-term memory. They never repeat, never visualize, never connect emotionally. So, the knowledge simply disappears. Picture Hannah at a party. She meets a new classmate who smiles and says, "Hi, my name is Jason." She nods politely, but then quickly forgets. Why? Because she did not process it. She did not repeat the name, did not connect it with anything personal, did not anchor it in her mind. Now imagine Hannah tries again. She hears Jason and thinks of Jason Statham, the actor. She notices he even has a similar sharp jawline. She repeats his name twice. "Nice to meet you, Jason." She says it again in conversation. Now the name is tied to an image, an emotion, and her brain decides. This matters. The lesson is clear. Memory is not magic, not talent, not luck. Memory is a system, and if you train the system, you will never feel powerless again. Mini challenge. Think of one new person you met recently. Close your eyes. Link their name to a funny image. Repeat it twice. Feel the difference already. Step 2. Pay full attention. Here is a brutal truth. You do not have a memory problem. You have an attention problem. You cannot remember what you never truly noticed in the first place. Every day, your brain receives millions of signals, notifications, headlines, voices, colors, sounds. If your brain tried to save them all, you would go insane. So your brain filters. It asks, did this person care enough? Did they focus? If yes, it saves. If not, it deletes. That is the rule. Imagine Hannah leaving a taxi after class. She is tired, scrolling her phone, thinking about dinner. She forgets her bag inside the car completely. 5 minutes later, panic strikes. She tries to recall the number plate, but nothing comes. Why? Because she never truly paid attention in that moment. She saw the car, but she did not look. She heard the driver, but she did not listen. She was physically present, but mentally absent. Now imagine she pauses 1 second. She notices, white Toyota, plate 8473. She says it silently. That 1 second of attention could have saved her everything. Attention is the golden key. Without it, memory cannot begin. With it, even the smallest details can become unforgettable treasures in your mental library. Mini challenge. Look around your room right now. Choose one object. Say its color, shape, and position out loud. Notice how memory sharpens instantly with attention. Step 3. Turn words into pictures. Here is a secret. Your brain does not think in words. It thinks in pictures. Every word you learn must become an image to stay alive. If I say the word elephant, what appears? Not letters. You see a giant gray animal with trunk and ears, moving slowly. That is how memory works. So if Hannah wants to remember new English vocabulary, she must stop memorizing words like a robot. She must turn each word into a vivid picture. For example, she meets a girl named Lily. If she simply repeats Lily equals name, she forgets it quickly. But what if she imagines differently? She sees the girl holding a glowing bouquet of white lilies, flowers in her hair, petals falling as she smiles. Now the name is unforgettable. The more exaggerated, funny, or strange the image, the stronger the memory. Boring facts fade, but colorful stories live forever inside the mind. Another example, the word volcano instead of a mountain. Hannah imagines a giant birthday cake exploding with red-hot chocolate lava. She smells burnt sugar, hears the booming sound. This is why memory champions, actors, and polyglots all rely on imagery. Pictures anchor words into the brain like nails securing wood. Mini challenge. Take 5 random items: milk, book, shoes, cat, eggs. Create a story in pictures. Laugh at its strangeness. Repeat it once. See how easily you recall them. Step 4. Use the story method. Your brain is not designed to memorize boring lists. It is wired for drama, characters, emotion, and above all, stories that connect each detail. Imagine someone hands Hannah a list of words: apple, horse, jacket, candle, ice cream, cloud, socks, chair, tree, monkey. She struggles to remember more than 4. Why? Because each word floats alone, disconnected, without relationship. Her brain sees nothing interesting. Within minutes, everything dissolves into emptiness. Now watch the transformation. A giant apple falls from the sky, hitting a horse on the head. The horse panics and steals a jacket. Inside the jacket pocket, he lights a candle, which melts an ice cream cone. The ice cream explodes into a giant cloud, raining socks everywhere. One sock strikes a chair, which grows branches into a tree. From the tree, a monkey swings down, laughing, giving Hannah a playful thumbs up. Suddenly, Hannah can repeat every word in perfect order, not because she forced it, but because her brain followed a moving, emotional, connected story. This is the story method. It transforms facts into a movie. It gives them meaning, connection, and a path for your brain to follow. Mini challenge. Write a short list of 5 English words. Instead of memorizing, weave them into a silly, exaggerated story. Test yourself after 5 minutes. Step 5. Practice spaced repetition. Here is a painful truth. One-time learning is fake learning. Reading once, cramming once, repeating once, none of it lasts. The brain demands repetition with time. Science calls this the forgetting curve. After one day, you forget most of what you learned. After a week, almost everything fades like footprints on sand. But there is a secret weapon: spaced repetition. Learn once, then review at intervals. Each review deepens the memory, carving it into stone. Imagine Hannah learns the English word serendipity. She reads the definition once, feels smart, but never repeats it. A week later, the word is gone forever. Now imagine she uses spaced repetition. Day 1, she writes it in a sentence. 1 hour later, she says it aloud again before sleeping. Day 2, she uses it in class conversation. Day 4, she writes a short story, including the word. Day 7, she notices it in a podcast. Day 14, she teaches it to a friend. Now the word is hers forever, not because she is gifted, but because she spaced her reviews. Tools like Anki or Quizlet make this easier, but paper flashcards also work. What matters is not technology. What matters is the rhythm of repetition. Think of spaced repetition like watering a plant. One drink is never enough. Regular care builds deep roots. The same is true for memory. Mini challenge. Choose 3 English words you like. Review after 1 hour. 1 day, 2 days, 4 days, and 7 days. Watch how they become Step 6. Use emotional connection. Memory is not only logic, it is heart. The stronger the emotion, the deeper the memory. What you feel, you never forget. Think back. Do you remember what shirt you wore last week? Probably not. But you remember your first heartbreak, or a teacher's cruel insult, or your proudest victory. Why? Because the brain does not only store facts, it stores feelings. Emotion is glue, making memories stick where logic alone would fail. Hannah once studied history. April 15th, 1912, Titanic sank. A boring date, quickly forgotten. But then she read stories of musicians playing as the ship drowned. She read about mothers clutching children, lovers whispering goodbye, strangers giving away their seats. Tears filled her eyes. Now the date is unforgettable forever. Emotion gives memory meaning. Without feeling, information is treated like trash. With feeling, it becomes sacred, engraved in the deepest part of the mind. Even with English words, emotion matters. The word abandon is abstract. But when Hannah remembers the night a friend abandoned her, the word burns into memory. When you cannot find real emotion, create one. Turn math into pizza slices. Turn triangles into hunger. Even silly feelings work. Because the brain loves emotion, mini challenge. Pick 1 English word. Close your eyes. Connect it to a strong personal experience. Joy, pain, surprise. Notice how the word feels alive inside you. Step 7. Teach what you learn. Here lies one of the greatest secrets of memory. If you want to remember something forever, do not keep it inside. Teach it immediately. Teaching transforms you. You stop being just a receiver and become a creator. This shift forces your brain to rebuild knowledge, making it permanent and unforgettable. Imagine Hannah learning the word procrastinate. She understands it means delaying tasks. But if she stays silent, the word fades within 24 hours, lost in noise. Instead, she explains to a friend. Procrastinate means delaying things we should do. I procrastinate when I avoid cleaning my room. The word becomes hers. Why? Because teaching forces recall, organization, and expression. When you explain something aloud, your brain says, "This is important. Let us keep it safe." You do not need a classroom. Teach to a mirror, to a friend, to a journal, even to your phone. The audience matters less than the act. Students who teach others remember 90% better. Doctors who teach interns retain skills faster. Even spiritual teachers say, when you teach, you heal twice. Mini challenge. Take one thing you learned today. Speak it aloud. Explain it simply, as if teaching a child. Notice how your brain locks it inside. Step 8. Create a mind palace. Now comes a legendary technique, whispered through history. Ancient Greek philosophers used it. Modern memory champions depend on it. It is the mind palace. Your brain is naturally brilliant at remembering places. The childhood home you left years ago still lives inside you. Every corner, color, and smell feels vivid. Why? Because space is the brain's favorite anchor. If you place knowledge inside familiar rooms, you can walk through and collect memories like treasures. Let us guide Hannah in building her first palace. She chooses her apartment, a place she knows so well she can walk through with eyes closed. She imagines the front door, the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, the bedroom. Each place is clear, familiar, alive in her mind's eye. Now she takes the planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. She assigns each to a room with exaggerated images. Living room, a pan exploding with liquid silver. Mercury hot like metal. Kitchen, a perfume bottle spraying pink fog, symbolizing Venus, goddess of beauty. Bathroom, a spinning globe splashing in the bathtub, representing Earth. Bedroom, red dust covering the bed, symbolizing Mars, the fiery red planet. Balcony, a giant balloon bouncing endlessly, Jupiter, the largest. Stairway, a glowing golden ring wrapped around the pole, Saturn and its legendary rings. Terrace, an ice cube shivering on a chair, Uranus frozen. Front gate, a crashing wave flooding the entrance. Neptune, god of the sea. When Hannah closes her eyes and walks through, she recalls every planet in order, not through force, but through space, imagery, and connection. This is the power of the mind palace. It turns knowledge into a physical journey, where each step is a doorway to memory. Mini challenge. Choose your home. Pick 5 English words. Place each word inside a room as a strange image. Walk through it mentally. Test your recall later. Step 9. Review before sleep. Here is a secret schools never told you. The last 10 minutes before sleep, decide what your brain will keep forever or quietly discard. When you sleep, your brain does not rest. It becomes a librarian, sorting every book of information you opened, deciding which to save and which to burn. It asks, what mattered most today? If you ended the night with distraction, scrolling endless videos, your brain saves junk instead of wisdom. Hannah once studied 10 English words in the afternoon. She did well, but before bed, she drowned in social media. By morning, every word vanished. Then she changed her habit. She reviewed those same 10 words just before sleep, whispered them, used them in simple sentences, closed her eyes with focus. The next morning, the words were sharp and alive. Her brain had carved them into long-term storage overnight, all because she gave attention at the right time. This nightly ritual is simple but life-changing. 5 minutes before bed. No phone, no noise. Just review what matters most. Let your brain protect it. Science calls this memory consolidation. Practice calls it wisdom. You do not need extra time, only discipline. Night transforms knowledge into permanent treasure. Mini challenge. Tonight, before sleeping. Choose 3 English words or facts. Speak them softly. Visualize them and fall asleep with focus. Wake up and test yourself. Step 10. Write things down. Here is another eternal law of memory. If you want your brain to remember, make your hand move. Writing is the save button of the mind. Most people read, listen, or watch passively. Their brain nods politely, then throws away the knowledge minutes later, without action. Memory cannot survive. But when you write, something magical happens. Your thinking slows, your focus sharpens, and your hand forges a bridge between thought and memory. Hannah once tried to learn the word resilience. She read the meaning, the ability to recover after difficulty. She smiled, but by morning, it had disappeared. The next day, she tried differently. She opened her notebook, wrote the word, its meaning, a sentence, and finally, a personal connection. She wrote, after losing her scholarship, she showed resilience by working harder. Then she added, I want to become more resilient too. Suddenly, the word was not just a dictionary entry. It became part of her life, her story, her future. She never forgot it again. Typing is quick, but writing is powerful. Typing can be automatic. Writing by hand forces your brain to feel each letter, shaping stronger memory pathways. Studies confirm this truth. Students who handwrite notes recall more than those who only highlight or type. Writing is physical proof of learning. Mini challenge. Pick one word, phrase, or idea today. Write it in your notebook. Add its meaning, a sentence, and one personal connection. Notice the difference. Step 11. Use active recall. Here is the most honest test of memory. Not reading, not highlighting, not underlining. True memory is proven only when you close the book and recall. Most learners trick themselves. They reread, feel familiar, and think, I know this. But when the page disappears, so does the knowledge. Like smoke in wind, active recall is different. You force your brain to pull information out without help. This struggle makes the pathways stronger and memory unshakable. Imagine Hannah studying the quote, consistency is more important than intensity. She reads it 3 times, feels inspired, but if she closes the page, she forgets. The next day, she changes her method. She closes the notebook, asks herself, what was that line again? At first, she remembers only fragments. She tries again. Each attempt feels like lifting a heavy weight, but slowly the quote becomes clear. By the 3rd day, she recalls it easily. This is the gym of the mind. Reading is watching exercise. Active recall is lifting the dumbbell yourself. Painful at first, powerful forever. Mini challenge. After finishing this video, close your eyes. Try to recall 3 steps from memory. Do not peek. Let your brain wrestle. That struggle is learning. Step 12. Protect your mind from overload. Here is a truth almost no one speaks. Your memory is not failing because it is weak. It is failing because your brain is overloaded. Every morning, before Hannah even leaves bed, she scrolls. Notifications, headlines, jokes, gossip, endless noise. By breakfast, her brain is already exhausted. By the time she sits in class, her mind feels heavy. She forgets simple things, not because she is careless, but because her brain is drowning. The mind is like a garden. If you let weeds grow, junk, noise, distractions, they choke the flowers. The flowers are your important memories, so protect your mind. Begin mornings in silence. Journal your thoughts. Limit useless scrolling. Practice digital fasting. Give your brain breathing space to focus. Imagine Hannah again. She wakes without touching her phone. She breathes. reviews one English word, sets her intention. Suddenly, her mind feels light, her focus sharp. Protecting memory is not optional. In today's world, it is survival. The brain cannot hold clarity, power, or peace if it becomes a trash bin for noise. Mini challenge. Tomorrow morning, delay your phone for 15 minutes. Sit in silence. Breathe. Think of one word, mumwomber, or goal. Watch your clarity return instantly. Final reflection. Now you have walked through 12 steps with Hannah, each one a key unlocking the door to powerful, permanent, and joyful memory. You learned that memory is not talent. It is a skill, a system, a choice repeated daily. Transforming weakness into strength and confusion into clarity. You saw how attention opens the door, how pictures bring words alive, how stories connect, how emotion anchors, how repetition carves knowledge into stone. You practiced teaching, building palaces, reviewing at night, writing by hand, recalling actively, and protecting your mind like a sacred temple of wisdom. And in every step, you also trained your English. Each sentence, each word, each story added new power to your vocabulary and confidence in expression. Hannah began this journey frustrated, forgetting everything. But now she walks with a notebook, a routine, and a mind that trusts itself again. The same is waiting for you, not someday, today. Because every step you apply from now on becomes part of your new, unforgettable memory. So remember, your mind is ready, your future is open, your words are alive. Protect them, practice them, and let your memory become unstoppable. If you loved this journey, subscribe now, share it with friends, and stay with us. Because here, learning English means unlocking life itself.